Listen. Trump, we gotta do something about this economy. These women, they're here selling that cootie cat for $30 now. Rent due in 2 weeks, Trump. Y'all done promised this stimulus. These folks can't pay their bills. That cootie cat ain't got no reason being $35. There's some give it out for free. But $35 is wild.
I'm gonna say the meanest thing I could possibly say to these Trump voters posting self-pity videos because they're suffering due to his policies. Now, I don't do personal attacks, so I'm just gonna tell you the truth, because sometimes the truth hurts. You don't get to complain. You definitely don't get to complain about the lack of leadership or ideas coming from Democrats, because we didn't do this to us. You did this to us. If you and I are driving down the interstate together and you reach over and grab the wheel, and you steer us into a 200-foot deep ravine full of lava and sharks because you think big interstate is corrupt and you thought it would be funny to shake things up, when I scream at you as lava sharks eat our legs, you don't get to be mad at me for being mad at you, because it was my idea to stay on the interstate, and it was your idea that ruined everything for both of us. You don't get to ask what Democrats would do differently with the economy. You don't get to ask what Democrats are doing to help us right now. Those are 2024 questions, but we're in 2025 consequences. This era of the United States right now, this is about the president you elected, the cabinet secretaries your Senate confirmed, the cowering Republicans you elected to obey him in Congress, and all of the very real consequences resulting. We told you these things were going to happen and we gave you lots of warnings, but you grabbed the wheel anyway. If you want to know what Democrats would do differently, look at the track record going back to the Great Depression. Economic growth, job growth, wage growth, retirement plan growth, all of these things have been better under Democratic leadership than Republican. If you like these things, you vote for Democrats because it's what Democrats do. I don't care if you like the Democratic candidate. I don't even care if you understand how the policies work. And I'm not going to ask you if you believe me, because every chart and every graph that matters at the highest level for the middle class proves me right over the past 100 years. I'm only going to ask you that over the next year and a half, you come to grips with this fact so you don't make the same mistake again.
I work retail, and the general sense of just disdain and burnout and fatigue that is coming off of the general public is palpable.
Everything costs more.
The trade war isn't over. It's just been rebranded, and you're still paying for it. You might have seen the coverage. Trump reduced tariffs on China, and suddenly people are acting like the crisis has passed. Markets are up. Commentators are sighing in relief. It's like they want to believe we're back to normal, but we're not even close. And the truth is a lot uglier than the headlines let on. Yes, Trump lowered tariffs on China from 145% to 30%. But 30% is still extreme. And tariffs on the rest of the world are still locked at 10%. That's the highest level in generations. It's the policy equivalent of switching from a sledgehammer to a crowbar. Still destructive, still blunt force, just a different tool. Walmart announced it'll have to raise prices. Why? Because they're paying more for everything they import. Trump's trying to pressure them to absorb the cost that he imposed on them. But here's the choice. Either Walmart raises prices or it cuts jobs. And either way, working families lose. Tariffs are taxes, full stop. And the people hit hardest are the ones who can't absorb it. Lower income Americans spend more of what they earn, and they spend it on goods, not on services. And tariffs hit goods, clothes, household basics, over-the-counter meds. This is a tax on the working class. The less you make, the more it takes from you. Paul Krugman says this tariff policy, even post-adjustment, is 7 to 8 times more damaging than the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, the ones that helped crash the global economy in 1930. This isn't just inflation, it's stagflation, higher prices and slower growth. And it's not a maybe, it's a math problem. Trump can only do this because Congress gave away its power. Emergency trade laws let presidents bypass oversight. One man can now shock the global economy on a whim. That's not leadership, it's a broken system. If you want this to stop, call your representative. Tell them Congress needs to take back control of trade policy. No more tariff by tweet. No more chaos disguised as toughness. We need guardrails. We need accountability, and it starts with demand.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, we all know majority of white people, they are really suffering in America, especially those MAGA people, or those people who voted for this administration, the MAGA people and Republicans. Majority of them, they are crying because they didn't expect this to happen them. They are complaining because of the high cost of living, and also majority of them, they cannot also afford basic necessity. So with all suffering and the challenges that they are going through, they are furious and confused because they are seeing black people, they are not complaining, and also they are seeing black people, they are thriving in this harsh economy. So I want you to watch this video and see how these white folks, they are really furious and confused to see black people that are not complaining, and they are seeing black people thriving in America with this harsh economy. So kindly guys, so watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host Dash Lifestyle. Remember, this video, it is only for educational purpose.
It seems that there are a lot of people that don't believe what is really going on here in America is happening. They think that things are going great, that the economy is going great, that unemployment is down, that inflation numbers are low, that basically America is just doing wonderful. And I don't know where you see that. I believe that is so far from the truth, and that America is really honestly in like a silent depression here. I came across some articles on naturalnews.com talking about the, of course, rising cost of inflation, as well as the rising need for food banks across the United States. In fact, they particularly mentioned that Pennsylvania, Montana, California, and New Jersey are experiencing unprecedented demand, and that some areas are even seeing quadruple the need since the pandemic. They also mentioned that the state of Washington, that the prices are going up so much in that state that 1/4 of the population is experiencing food insecurity. And food insecurity right now is being experienced by a lot of people because of the, number one, high cost of housing, so whether that be rent or mortgage, and also the high cost of food. And I think also contributing to that is just the overall rising cost of living everywhere, the stagnation of wages that we are seeing. I mean, you can be at a job for years and they hardly even want to give you a raise. I mean, the wages are just absolutely not keeping up with the cost of living, with the cost of housing. There's also a lot of job loss going on. There is predicted to be a lot more job loss in the upcoming years, whether it be due to AI or just jobs being shipped off more overseas. I mean, it's just over and over and over. You're seeing how the economy is not doing great. So I really don't see it when they say that everything is going well, that people are not struggling. I mean, everywhere I look, I see people having a hard time, and I see a lot of people also living paycheck to paycheck. So even though you may look around and it seems like people are doing okay, and a lot of times that is the situation. You see people still going about their day-to-day lives. They're participating in activities that cost money. They're upgrading their life, upscaling their lifestyle. But behind the scenes, they are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning that if a job loss does happen, now there's going to be some serious repercussions. So, I mean, that does not look like a healthy economy to me. I mean, more so it shows that it's not a sustainable lifestyle, because if your job goes away, you're not able to sustain yourself. But even more so beyond that, the cost of everything is going up so much that you can't even just keep up nowadays. In fact, I don't know how a lot of people keep up. Again, when I look around and I see the lifestyle that people are living, I personally do not know how you keep up with that, because even with, you know, having employment and having relatively a low cost of living, things are just going up so much that it is getting more and more difficult. I don't see this all of a sudden changing just because there is a change in administration. You know, no matter who you voted for, it doesn't just change overnight. America is in a hole, and we've been digging ourselves into this hole for years now. You know, some people say it's been since the last 2008 crash, or some people say even before that, that America's been going down basically in this spiral trajectory. But it is not going to change overnight. So I wanted to talk today about some solutions here, because I don't like to just focus on the problem and talk about the problems that are going on, that we find ourselves in. But what good is that if we also can't brainstorm solutions, if we can't try and practically think of things that we can do and things that we can strive for? So moving forward, it's really important to think about.
Right, it's time to face a little bit of reality, folks. If we look at the financial news right now, we can see what's going to happen financially over the next few months. Let's take a look. Let's read this headline together. U.S. bond yields surge as Trump win stokes inflation expectations. Why is this coming now? So this is mainstream, this is Bloomberg or something like that, mainstream financial news. This is financial people who are betting their own money, are demanding higher bond yields because there's going to be inflation. That's what happens. That's how we know the people who know what's going on know there's going to be inflation. But how can we also tell there's going to be inflation? Simple. Trump has promised inflation. He's going to do two things on day one, right? He's going to put in the tariffs, and he's going to mass deportations. Well, if you put in tariffs are effectively a sales tax at the wholesale level. That's going to raise prices. That is 101% of economists agree tariffs raise prices. Just going to happen. Now, politically, you may say, well, yeah, that's going to also reshore manufacturing. It's going to create jobs. It's going to do this, going to do that. Okay, great. Those might be good things. But the cost is going to be higher prices. Mass deportations are also going to raise prices because where do a lot of those illegal, undocumented immigrants work? They work on farms, right? They're not sitting there collecting government, I'm sure you've heard of that joke about Schrodinger's immigrant, right? Who's somehow stealing your job but also collecting welfare and not working. These guys are working. They're not collecting government assistance. They can't. They don't have a social security number. They can't be on the government dole. They're working. Where are they working? A lot of it's in agriculture. So you get rid of them, the cost to harvest goes up. They have to either hire local people, or if they can't get them, they just harvest less. That's going to raise the price of food. This means anything that's made in China, refrigerators and dishwashers and all that kind of stuff, that price is going up. And all the stuff that goes in the refrigerator is going up because that comes from farms. So we're going to have inflation, and we know we're going to have inflation because the financial experts know we're going to have inflation. So we know it's going to happen. Why is this important? This is important because a lot of people have bought the political line of Trump's going to lower prices and make the economy better. Now, will the economy be better? That could be a political question. Maybe it will, maybe it will. With the tax policy good? I don't know. I have an opinion, but that's not important here. What's important here is you need to understand prices are going up, interest rates are going up, the stock market's going to go up as well, as is Bitcoin. Why? Because Trump's buddies, the people he likes, this is not cronyism, it's the people in his universe. In other words, all the people he thinks are important because he doesn't understand what it's like to be a worker. This gets into why most politicians aren't corrupt. They're just ignorant, not in the racist ignorant way, just in the they don't know people kind of way. Everyone they know has a lot of money in the stock market, so they think the stock market is the economy, so if the stock market goes up, that's good. So when he says the economy is going to be better, he honestly thinks that's true, because the stock market's going to go up. But prices are going to go up, wages are not. This is going to drive up the stock market. So anyone who has assets in the stock market is going to do great. If you have assets in the sidelines right now, like in a checking account, in a savings account, put them into the stock market. Find a good index fund with no fees, get it in there. You're going to be riding that elevator up for the next few months. Some good things are going to happen for you and that money. But for anyone who doesn't have assets, it's like Ted Kennedy once said, a rising tide lifts all boats, but if you don't have a boat, the tide goes up your nose. And that's what's going to happen to people who don't have assets, which is unfortunately a lot of people who voted for him, because when he said the economy will be better, they assumed he meant it's going to put more money in my pocket, raise my wages, and lower my cost of living. None of that's what's going to happen. None of that's what's going to happen. The economy, as in the stock market's going to go up. Gas prices may go down because the tariffs will inhibit economic activity, and anytime you inhibit economic activity, it reduces demand for oil. So yeah, gas prices might go down, but the price of everything else is going to go up with it. So you can drive to the store, but you can't afford to buy anything when you're there. That's what we're looking at. Again, this is not a political thing. This is simply the analysis that we're seeing from the financial experts. So I'm sharing this, not to say Trump is good or Trump is bad. That's opinions I have in other videos. It is to say, you got to know what's going to happen. You want to know if it's going to rain so you can bring an umbrella. It's not, I like rain, I don't like rain. It's going to rain. You should bring an umbrella. Well, I don't like rain. I don't care. Bring an umbrella. Inflation is going to happen. Be ready for it. If you need to buy appliances, buy them now. If you need a new car, buy it now. That price is going to be higher in 2025 substantially than it is today. So if you need it, now's the time to get it. And what's interesting is this word's going to get around, and it's going to cause an economic bump. We're going to see a bump of activity in Q4. And people are going to say, Trump stimulated the economy. Yeah, that's because everyone pulled forward their spending out of 2025. Q1 is not going to look good because the people are going to be pulling forward those durable goods orders into 2024 because the smart money knows what's going to be happening. So I just wanted to share that with you. For anyone who's not following the financial pages, this is what you need to know is going to be happening. So plan your finances accordingly.
I haven't joined in on complaining about anything in the economy, but when I saw this, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You mean to tell me Tostino's pizzas are now $3.49 a piece? And if you don't believe that, let me show you. I swear when I was a kid, these were 10 for $10, $1 each. $3.49, $3.49, $3.49, $3.49. What in the high holy of any and all hell has this world come to? $3.49 for one Tostino's pizza. My husband's only getting 2.
Here is 2009. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. You could buy a gallon of milk for 79 cents, a gallon of gas for $1. You could buy a ribeye steak for $3.99 a pound. You can go and get a family bucket of chicken, 4 large sides, some biscuits for $12. Fast forward to 2025. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. A gallon of gas is almost $4. A gallon of milk is almost $4. That same ribeye steak is $15.99 a pound on sale. You go to KFC and you get a bucket of that demon chicken with 4 large sides and some biscuits, and you're going to spend $50. Let that sink in.
I've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough of this horse shit. I don't give a shit what kind of law you make. I ain't going to follow it. I ain't paying my taxes this year. I just don't even care. I'm not going to be ruled by tyrants. I'm done. No taxes. I'm not following your goddamn laws that you make that are arbitrary and unconstitutional. I just ain't doing it. I've had fucking enough of your bullshit. Washington State, Oregon, California, kiss my ass. I ain't following no more laws. No more new laws that don't make no sense. Your little snitch line and all your bullshit you got going on, I'm not doing it. I'm not funding your scams and your NGOs and your fucking bullshit. Your wars, your thieving. Yeah, thieving. You loudmouth politicians that don't give a fuck about the common person. I'm done. I've had enough. I am no longer going to participate in your horse shit. And I don't give a fuck what you try to take from me. I come into this world with nothing. I'll go out with nothing. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you and fuck off. And on top of that, you best leave me the fuck alone, because you won't like the results if you come out here and try to stomp on my neck. It won't end well. I'm old, and I'm mean as fuck. Leave me alone.
So no one's coming to America anymore, and we might end up losing the World Cup and the Olympics. Right? Tourism fell by 12% last month. That's the most since COVID. But then more specifically, tourism from Germany and Denmark falling by over 30%. It's down by over 25% for Spain, Norway, Ireland, and Austria. Australia and France are down by 7%. And then on top of that, air travel from Canada, it's down over 75% from last year, in addition to a 32% reduction in car travel from Canada. With us even seeing the founder of Kayak having a lot to say about this, saying, quote, "In just 2 months, Trump has destroyed the reputation of the US, shown one way by diminished travel from the EU to the US. And saying this is not only one more terrible blow to the US economy, it also represents reputation damage that could take generations to repair. Additionally, another booking site found that 40% of Europeans have canceled their trips to America. And, Trump's policy of randomly detaining tourists and sending them to random prisons or deporting them immediately upon arrival, it's bringing a complete halt to tourism, according to travel companies. And this is there are now growing concerns about the US's ability to host the Ryder Cup in 2025, the World Cup in 2026, and the Olympics in 2028. Right, globally, people are asking a lot of questions. Are players and fans going to be safe? Can the safety of the Iranian or Venezuelan teams be guaranteed? And that, as others are remarking, that no one's going to be able to go given the possibility of being sent to a prison in El Salvador. Now, that said, FIFA has been downplaying the situation, with one official saying, "Time's on our side with that." I understand the policies of the administration, but I'm confident that once we get to the point where we need to get to, 16 months from now, we'll be fine. But for now, follow to stay.
If your grandparents bought a house on one income and raised 3 kids and retired with a pension, and you're over here debating whether eggs are a luxury item now, I have news for you. It's not you, it's the economy. Trump declared April 2nd Liberation Day and slapped tariffs on like 90 countries, including Penguin Islands, no joke. And he promised to bring back good old American factory jobs. But here's what no one is saying, which is that even if we do bring those jobs back, they are not going to pay like they used to. In 1950, a factory worker made like $3,000 a year, and a house cost $7,000, and that's just 2.5 times their salary. And today, that same job pays about $58,000, and the average house costs about $357,000, and that's 6 times the income. Or in cars, those used to be 43% of a year's pay. Now they're 84% of a year's pay. College used to be 5% of your income, and now it's 20 to 75% just for tuition. And don't even get me started on health insurance or daycare, both of which now rival the cost of rent. Meanwhile, your grandpa got a gold watch and a pension, and you get a company emoji reaction and a GoFundMe for an ER visit. We've been sold this idea that if we just work hard enough, we'll make it like they did, but wages have not kept up with the cost of living for decades, and that's by design. And this breakdown that comes from Sharon McMahon's article, You're Not Imagining Things, Your Grandparents Had It Easier Than You. It's absolutely required reading if you're wondering why your paycheck feels like a prank. So no, you're not failing at adulting. The system just isn't what it used to be. And no amount of tariffs is going to buy us back into the 1950s American dream.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how majority of white folks, they are coming out and complaining because of black people. They are not complaining in this hard economy, and also majority of them, they are furious to see majority of black people, they are thriving in this harsh economy. So the reasons to why black people right now, they are not complaining, and also the reasons to why black people, they are thriving in America, it is because the black people, they have been learning how to survive in the harsh economy. You can remember black people, they have been suffering in America for over 400 years. You can imagine black people, they have been living with all these challenges and the struggle that right now these white folks, they are going through in America. Black people, they have been living with the same challenges and the struggle for over 400 years. And also, when it was the time for the campaign, the black people, they tried to warn the white folks not to vote in for DJT, not to vote in for this administration. But the white folks, they ignore warning from black people. These people, they saw that they saw like black people, they want to put their fellow person in power. So these people, they saw that black people, they want to put their fellow person. And these people also, the reasons to why they didn't want to support Kamala Harris, it is also because the white folks, they saw her agenda. So they knew that Kamala Harris, she's a woman. No, we cannot be led with a black woman. So they didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris. But black people, they want them not to vote in for DJT, but they didn't listen. So right now we are seeing these people, they are really suffering. Majority of white Americans, they are really suffering in America. They cannot even afford basic necessity. Majority of them also, they cannot even afford to pay their rent houses. You can imagine majority of them, they are selling their homes to live in a car. So this is to tell you that right now these people, they are now realizing that they did a mistake for voting for DJT, and also they wish they knew earlier so that they can vote for Kamala Harris. But right now it is too late. These people right now, it is like God, he used DJT to punish them for the wrongdoings that they have been doing for over 400 years. You can imagine these people that have been voting for racism for over 400 years. These people that have been voting to punish the black people and people of the color for over 400 years. But this time round, God came through for black people. So right now, we are seeing the same challenges and struggle that black people that have been going through for over 400 years. It is now also coming it is now also punishing these white folks, and they are learning the hard way. These people right now, they are learning the hard way, and also whatever they are going through, they should not complain. It is them who brought themselves. These people, you can imagine, they knew that Donald Trump policy, Donald Trump policy, it is very hard policy, and also these people, they knew that Donald Trump policy will only affect black people, and this is one of the reasons to why they voted for Donald Trump. But thank God, Donald Trump policy, it is not only affecting black people and the people of the color, it is also affecting them. So we are seeing their farmers, they are going bankrupt. Their farmers, they are crying. The crops, it is rotting in the farm. There is no people who are coming to pick the crops in the farm. And also, majority of the farmers, they are crying because of the tariff. We saw Donald Trump, he came and implemented tariffs, and he told them that the people who are going to pay this tariff, it is not them, it is the outsiders, people who are going to pay the tariff. But it has turned out that the people who need to pay this tariff, it is them, because they are the consumer. So this is to tell you that this punishment that they are going through themselves, it is them who they brought themselves. And right now they are furious and confused because they are seeing black people, they are not complaining. Black people, they have decided to stay silent, because when black people, they have been raising the same issues and the same challenges that these people that are going through right now. Black people, they have been raising for years. But these people, they have been ignoring black people. Whenever black people that try to share with them the issues and the challenges they are facing, these people that have been also keeping quiet and see black people are going through these challenges and the struggle. So right now, these people, they are furious, and these people, they are seeing if it is like black people that are the ones who are betraying them. No, black people, they have stayed silent so that you guys, you can go through the same, and black people, they want to see how you guys will also make it in the same challenges and the struggle, because right now they are furious seeing black people, they are becoming successful in this harsh economy, in this hard economy. But black people, they have been learning to thrive in the harsh economy. So also them, they need to learn that, and next time they need to not to vote against their own interest. They need to vote not against to punish the other people, but they need to vote so that they need to vote for good governance, good leaders, the leaders who will also make sure that he protects all people, not only protect one race, but all race in America. So these are some of the challenges and the struggle that these people are going through, and if they are not going to rectify it, I'll be telling you that America, it is falling down, and soon and also America will not only recover from the hands of from the hands of Donald Trump right now, because whatever it is going on in America, it is the white folks, it is the MAGA people who brought themselves. It is not the black people who brought. No, black people, they knew what it is coming, and they tried to protect America by telling these people not to vote in for this administration. But these people, they didn't listen. They voted for racism. They voted for deportation so that black people can be deported back to their country. They voted to make America great again. I don't know why these people, they are crying right now, because one of the slogans from DJT, it is to make America great again. And whatever right now Donald Trump is doing, he's the things that he promised to do during the campaign. The deportation right now, how people that are being deported in America, Donald Trump promised to do that, and these people, they saw that the people who are going to be deported, it is only the black people and the migrant people. But also it has turned out also some of their families members, they are being deported simply because they are not the United States citizen, they are immigrant people. So this policy, it is cutting across, and these people right now, they are realizing that, oh, we did a mistake. So also guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me what do you think about our topic of today, and also you can also try to educate these MAGA people, because right now this video, it is only for educational purposes. We are not laughing to the other races. We are trying to educate them so that next time they should not vote against their own interests. Next time they should not vote for racism. Next time they should not vote for deportation, because if you vote, someone can deport also. You don't know if your family, they are also having the papers. No, you don't know. So also some of them, they can be also deported. So next time you vote wisely. So thank you so much, guys. See you on my next one. Bye bye.